Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for being part of us today, and I'm really very happy for your continued support. In case you're watching us for the first time, allow me very quickly to request you to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that YouTube will recommend to you our videos. Now, the Auditor General, Madam Nancy Gathungu, is raising a very urgent alarm. And she's warning President William Samoei Ruto that one of his very unconsidered directives will soon turn out to be a big scandal in this country. In June, William Ruto, through a Gazette notice, ordered all state departments to immediately collapse all the different unique pay bill numbers that they were using for collection of different fees and adopt one account pay bill to Treasury. And that account that has been adopted by all the other state departments is 22222. Before this directive, several state departments and government departments had about 1488 unique pay bills that they use to collect funds or for different for service delivery. But William Ruto has decided that in line with his financial management realignment, he decided that all state departments will use one pay bill number. And in fact, in this financial year, Treasury had projected that through service fee and other collections, it will raise about 350 million Kenyan shillings. But Nancy is saying that she has looked at the mechanism to protect leakages, and it has been found wanting, and so she's warning that if something is not done very urgently, then this money is going to go to the drain and Kenyans are going to lose a lot of money in an environment where government is struggling and striving to ensure that it maximizes collection of revenue. Now, Madam Nancy appeared before Parliamentary Budget and Appropriation Committee, and she raised these concerns, saying that she has already raised the same concerns with the Treasury, Honorable Njuguna Ndung'u. And she was also saying that very soon she's going to talk to Ndini Nyoro, who heads parliamentary budget, to ensure that Kenyans don't lose their hard-earned cash. Now, it's reported, it's reported there that Auditor General warns of theft risk in single pay bill payment, and part of what she was saying was that this is the statement that she gave out, a very strong statement there, that I have already raised some concerns with the Treasury about internal controls. If we decide to put all our eggs in one basket, we must be sure that we have plugged all the loopholes in revenue collection. That is her concern. That apparently several government bodies had their own unique pay bill numbers that they were using, but now it is like we have collected all our eggs, all this money is being channeled in one path and they are going to one basket. And Nancy feels that there are no strong and enough checkups to ensure that this money is safe. And she's really raising a concern. And when you look at it very carefully, you will realize that there are several loopholes in this. This was quite, in the minds of the Kenya Kwanza team, they really feel that this was quite thoughtful. But many pundits feel that the decision was rushed. Like in the many cases, this government has always rushed things without proper consideration. I can invite you to revisit the story of the housing finance bill, where civil servants will be deducted, I think, 1.5% of their salary. And this money is going into a pool in one basket. And several financial pundits said that one of the major concerns to Kenyans is how safe their money would be. Because they were being told that this money is going to get into a pool, then it will be used as a collateral security, and they will be getting some homes. And they say that we are in a country that is very synonymous with corruption, and so it is not news when people get concerned about the money, their money that is. And this is what the Auditor General is raising. And she's saying that we need to sit down as a government, that is, to have a thoughtful consideration before such directives are given, because several state departments are still coming to terms on how this will work out. And I know it could be good, it might be a very good thing, as Ruto says it is a financial realignment. But another concern is that William Ruto is only doing things to ensure that he really adopts a complete paradigm shift from what Uhuru used to do. Because when you look at this administration, they want to chart their own path and steer clear from what the former president, or how the former president used to operate. Something that is very normal, because this is a new government, we cannot compel it to do things the way Uhuru was doing it. But sometimes experts feel that they are just doing it for the sake, without looking at the benefits. If you look at things like subsidies that Uhuru had initiated and maintained, and by the way, subsidies were really very good. The subsidies were to cushion Kenyans against the high cost of living. But because of listening to bodies like the World Bank and IMF, William Ruto decided just to remove them. He abandoned them. And simply because Uhuru, actually accepted the subsidies. So William Ruto wants to be a different man, and of course difference is accepted. But sometimes we need to look at what is really good for the country. And experts are warning that this directive to collapse all the pay bill numbers and adopt one could be good, but it should not be done just because he wants to, kind of run away from what Uhuru used to do. And the other thing that has come out very clearly is that William Ruto is, has got this penchant of unilateral decision making and operation. As a government, sometimes it is good to consult widely. Because if you see the Auditor General coming out to complain, the Auditor General is raising a red flag. And she's telling Kenyans that very soon we are going to wake up to sad news that some huge amount of money has been lost. It means William Ruto did not consult widely, because I expected, for example, that he must have consulted with the Auditor General's office, or the Auditor General's office plus that of the Treasury, and all the stakeholders should have sat down in a closed-door meeting to consider the pros and cons, the weaknesses and the strength of this new idea, so that if what the office, the Auditor General's office is raising are mere teething problems, then it is understood, it's understandable. But it should have been at the initial stages, so that she does not come out now, because this really makes Kenyans live with a lot of fear in an environment, in an administration that is full of corrupt deals, whether it is the executive, the legislative arm of the government, that of that is headed by Madam Koome. All the three arms of the government are full of corruption. Their hands are soiled. And so when we get such alarms, we even fear more, because Kenyans are really working hard to earn their money. There's a lot of, the rate of unemployment is going higher and higher. So William Ruto should have consulted so that Madam Nancy should have not come at this stage. All these things should have been realigned well before this program takes off. Now the problem with our government is that it does not listen. And Madam Nancy is coming out because either she has raised this and they are not listening to him. We have a government that keeps on ignoring Kenyans. You remember in the case again of the Finance Bill 2023, they did something that was because it is in the constitution that we need to have a public participation. But every single Kenyan that presented their case told the committee that Kenyans were not ready for the finance bill, for housing, for these unnecessary deductions. But the government ignored Kenyans. And so there could be a possibility that Madam Nancy is being ignored. And this is why she's raising this red flag. So that in the near future, if something happens, like the biblical Pilate, she has washed her hands so that no one will blame her. We urge the different departments to ensure that we seal all the loopholes, like Madam Nancy is saying, that when we place all our eggs in one basket, then we need to seal loopholes so that we don't see another scandal in the making. Let us try and listen to these institutions because they mean well to us. And that is my take.